What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about if we should be worried about multiplayer in Rocksteady's new game. Now, this is a Rocksteady-specific video, so we're going to be talking now. Yes, we don't know necessarily what the game is, if it's Suicide Squad, if it's Justice League, if it's Wonder, it could be actually a lot of different things. But what we kind of know is it definitely is leaning in the multiplayer focus, or at least that's what a lot of talk around this game has been. So I want to discuss those elements, maybe what kind of multiplayer game we would expect or we should expect of this game, and if that actually will end up becoming a problem for actually a couple different reasons. Now, really quickly, I do just want to promote our Discord server. The link for it is in the description below. A lot of you guys have been joining it. It's been really awesome. We're really building that community. I'm really happy with it, and I really honestly have all of you to thank, all the people over there on Discord that have made it a really nice place to hang out, to talk about all these different kinds of topics that I talk about on this channel. It's really great to see. So if you guys want to check it out, if you have not yet joined, definitely check it out in the description below. Now, again, I understand that there'll probably be some dislikes, some hate regarding this game, or regarding this video, regarding me talking about it, because I understand we don't know what the game is going to be. I will say this to be transparent, that it is all just speculation. It is all just what we've heard, but basically just what I think of this game. When we see this game, when we know what the game is, when we know how the game works, when we know what kind of multiplayer, all this different stuff, we can definitely, and I will, revisit this topic, because then we'll obviously have a lot more to work on. So again, this is a very preliminary discussion on this game, okay? And for the record, I'm very excited to see whatever they make, okay? Whatever Rocksteady makes, I cannot wait to see it. But here's the deal. Warner Bros. Hasn't exactly been the best when it comes to microtransactions. That's actually what I was hinting at when I was saying, like, if it could actually be negative about this game. So no matter, in my opinion, if it's Suicide Squad or Justice League, because honestly, obviously they're very different, but the idea of how the game would work, would run, would play is actually the exact same, right? Because a Justice League, it's a group of individuals that you'd be playing, and if it's and this also is a big if, right? If there's multiplayer, we don't know for sure that it's only multiplayer or it's partly multiplayer or there's going to be cooperative. We don't know. I'm only going based off assumptions. But if there is a Justice League and there is a Suicide Squad, you're still playing as multiple members, or you can play. Now, for the Batman game, for Warner Bros. Montreal's game, it seems like you're going to be, and obviously this has been known for a while, right? That you're going to be able to play as the Bat family. But are you going to be able to play it with other people? Is there going to be co-op? Is there going to be online? I don't think so. I personally think you're just going to be told at certain parts of the game, maybe also allowed to free roam as different characters, right? Kind of like GTA style. I think that is very possible, but I don't know. In fact, I would say I don't think there's going to be multiplayer. For Rocksteady, very different. It very well could come out that you can actually play as the different Justice League members or the different Suicide Squad members with other people online. Now, I mean, there's a whole lot of problems that could happen because of that, just by saying that, right? How well balanced is it going to be? What exactly you're going to be doing? Is it going to be like Marvel's Avengers, which a lot of people are very worried about? What kind of games are they taking as inspirations? All these kind of things. Now, with that being said, that is very exciting, especially from an online community standpoint, like we have, like on podcast. Like, think of being able to play like all of us together in this game, like having people that you've met online or even your friends, right, joining up, being able to play as different members of the Justice League or Suicide Squad. Like, that is an amazing, it can be an absolutely amazing thing that I'm very excited to see. I mean, no matter what it'll end up being, I'm very excited to see the announcement for it, to finally be able to be able to look with my own eyes on what game this actually is, what kind of game this actually is. It's going to be really exciting. But when it comes to microtransactions, look, they weren't exactly great in Shadow of War, Middle-earth Shadow of War. There was a lot of hate regarding it, and I completely get that hate. And I also get the fact that we are in a world where it's difficult with online games, with pay to win, with microtransactions, with loot boxes. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. It's very hard to stay on like the morally right side of the line. You know what I mean? It's very difficult to have developers done it. Yeah, and there's a lot, and I will say there are a lot of different ways of doing it. There are different, basically, lengths that a gamer will go that will allow a developer to do things. Like, some people may be more lenient and say, you know what, I would actually pay for this, or I would do that, or I would have this insane grind fest to get to that. All things like that. You're going to have different people with different opinions, okay? So no matter what, you're, one, not going to make everybody happy, but two, I guess that is kind of a somewhat solid thing, because you are going to have people in your corner. But I am in general, I think when the game comes out, when the game's announced, when the game's getting closer, I think generally the bigger discussion will be on, okay, again, microtransactions, loot boxes, grinding, all like pay to win, literally all four, and if there's more phrases that people use, any of those, I feel like they're all going to be thrown around. And I'm sure I'll talk about them. I'm sure lots of people will talk about them. I feel like that'll kind of be the main focus. Again, though, I do think that is the main focus for a lot of people. I think it's right to be that. I have always stood on the line that I want my single-player Justice League game. I want my single-player Suicide Squad game. I understand 1,000%. Again, I understand the allure of playing with your friends, playing as an online community. And again, even from my perspective, even from having this channel, I mean, I can see the benefit massively, right? It would be an absolutely incredible thing. But I don't know. There's just a part, there always has been, I don't know why it's this way, but there always has just been a part of me that says I kind of just want to play it. Now, I kind of just want to play it by myself. I'll finish that sentence. I am generally, if you guys don't know me, if you guys haven't watched these videos for a while, I am a single-player gamer. Now, what I will say is I'm definitely game for a lot of different kinds. I play JRPGs, I play RPGs, I play sports games, I play racing games. I'm not very good at racing games. I play fighting games, I play horror. I literally play indie games of all kinds, top-down arcade shooters. I literally will give any game a shot. If anybody tells you differently about me, they're just making it up or they're lying, okay? I absolutely would give any game a shot. But I think what also kind of gets me in trouble with myself and sometimes with you guys is I really have in my mind what I want. So say somebody walked up to me on the street and said, "Hey Alex, Rocksteady is making a Justice League game," and that's it. The first thing I would, and they didn't tell me anything else, I would go off in my head and I would probably start to theorize and put together a game that I want to play. And that game, just sadly and honestly, is not a multiplayer play with your friends kind of game. Now, what I will say, and I have said this in the past, I want that game. I do want that game. I don't want that to be this game. Again, is that hypocritical? Probably. But that, I mean, honestly, again, I try to be transparent. I try to be open and honest with you. That's where I stand on it, is I do see the benefit of it. I would, maybe if it was possible, and I have always said this too, if the game was, say, a single player where you could jump around in the Justice League roles, you could play, but you go through the whole game in a single player form, right? There's a story mode, there's all that stuff, and then there was a multiplayer where you could play, well, again, kind of like Marvel's Avengers, but Marvel's Avengers does scare me in a lot of ways. I wouldn't necessarily want Rocksteady to be copying them. If they did it like that, I would be on board. The only concern I would have is everything like have they had enough time to work on everything, basically, or maybe did they give the multiplayer to a different studio, or do they have other studios helping out? You know what I mean? That's ultimately what I would be concerned about. But that's pretty much it. If they had a game where because we haven't really said that. What if they? You could say, well, Alex, what if they could just have both? Fine. That's actually that is perfect. You've nailed it. I can't believe it took me 8 minutes to think of it. But no, truly, if you did have a single player story, kind of like what I do expect from this Batman game. It's single player. You play on your own. You're going to be able to play as 4 different, people, the Bat family. You're going to be able to jump around with them. Again, is there going to be free roam? Possibly. But even again, you would probably expect Rocksteady's game to be even bigger and bolder. So let's just assume, again, let's just kind of speculate. Say it's the Justice League. Say there's like 5 members of it, okay? Can you jump around all 5 of them? Are you not limited? Can you do missions? Are there missions maybe specifically for one member? Yeah. Is there missions where maybe you could be any member? Yeah. Can you go around the world and explore? Yeah. But it's all in it's only you doing it. Now, on the main menu, is there a multiplayer mode? Can you go on multiplayer, and can you do objectives and quests and all these different things? Can you do it? Is there like a wave-based mode where you're just fighting enemies as these different members, and the lobby fills up with people online, and we all pick Justice League? They have different. This is where it gets difficult. There's skins. There's different weapons. There's all this different customizable stuff, right? That gets into the loot boxes. That gets into do you pay money for this? How do the microtransactions work? That's where it gets a little dicey, and again, that actually is where that conversation would start to pick up again. But still, in that world, we'd kind of all have what we want. Now, maybe we wouldn't have, because I know a lot of people would say, I want to be able to explore the city with my friends. That one is a bit more different. See, that one ultimately, again, like, I mean, I've already told you, I personally don't want that in this game. I think that, I mean, it is possible that we get that. And if we do, you know what? I'm going to give it a chance. It's not like I'm going to reject it completely. I'm going to 1,000% give the game a chance. But what I will say is that's very dependent. What people want, okay? Well, the people that say, I want to be able to go around whatever city as the Justice League, and I want other people to be able to kind of jump in, jump out on like an online world, basically, right? If you want that, the game I feel like the game needs to be made for that, okay? If that's what you want, that is kind of the sole focus of the game then. And so then I don't know how well the story would go. I don't know what there's going to be to do. I don't know how basically the entire game would act in that way. You know what I mean? And also you got to think that you got to be able to do these things on your own. So, like, is it like The Division? Because The Division, you can play it on your own, but I'll tell you from actually doing that, and I'm sure, I mean, millions of people bought that game, I think it's pretty darn boring. The second one, they tried to do better, but I would say both of them, if you're going around and you're doing missions on your own, you can do it. It's just not all that much fun. So while they're trying to make it so that you can play single player or you can play multiplayer, and it's very heavily woven into the game, and I will give them that. If there's a game you kind of want to look at that maybe has done it well, The Division is one that kind of works out. But again, they are just very, very different games. And in Justice League, you have the different members, so they're obviously going to act very. And that's another thing. Like, if you're playing as Batman, and then you have Flash, and then you have Superman, and then you have Wonder Woman, well, some of them can go faster than others. Some of them can fly. Some of them can't. Some of them can run really fast. Some of them can't. Some of them grapple around the city. Some of them can't. You know what I mean? How does that all work in the game? I think it's a lot easier now, again, it could actually catastrophically not work. It could work terribly. But I think it's a lot easier for that to work in a single player where it's only you playing. And then again, if they want to have a multiplayer mode or multiplayer lobby or even a multiplayer world, whatever they want to do, that's fine. But I don't know how that would all work if that was basically the entire game. Again, it's a very I could probably talk about this for 20, 30 minutes. It's a very interesting topic that there's so many questions. And I think also the fact that we just don't know what this game is. We don't really know what their desire to do in this game is. It makes it very difficult to predict, right? Rocksteady's they're very good at this. They're very silent. They're very quiet. They've done the exact opposite of Warner Bros. Montreal, really. I mean, they've been polar opposites. But I am honestly very excited to see this game. I cannot wait. I'll be covering this game more and more as we get closer. If there's any breaking news, obviously when this game gets announced, we'll be covering it a ton on this channel, okay? So make sure, as always, you're subscribed, have that bell icon turned on. Again, Discord and Twitter are in the description below as well. Thank you guys so much. You guys have done an amazing job supporting the channel. I truly appreciate it. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to talk about Rocksteady related or any videos you want me to make Rocksteady related going in the future. And I hope to see you all on the next video.